Try telling a new nurse, hey, here's this great profession. Get a lot of debt when you go to college, then go someplace and work your ass off and not be appreciated. In fact, you can actually be abused. How are we selling this? You know, you're in a one patient's area taking care of somebody, but somebody else is calling out for you. It's the juggling, the constant juggling. Then you need a supply and you go to the storeroom and they don't have your supply. Now you have to call somebody. This is all time consuming stuff that you can't pawn off on somebody else. So the anguish you feel, the dread, the anxiety that this causes every single day, you can't turn left without having something you need to do, can't turn right without it, and there's no one to help. You ask your directors for help. I'm sorry, there's nobody to send you, as in an extra pair of hands. You can't ask your director because they're never on the floor. They're always at some type of very important meeting. There's never a person you can actually turn to for real help. So we try to support each other. We can't even go home and talk to our families because they don't even understand what we're talking about. This is very, very specific. This kind of trauma is specific to us because we know what we suffer.
The worst part about this is watching the new nurses that I've precepted and mentored start practice, and every hour or so have to duck into the bathroom to cry, because they never expected to be so overwhelmed in school. But this is the reality of our work. Unless hospitals are forced to staff. Now, they'll tell you they know what's appropriate to staff. They will. But they don't want to ask their staff, what do you think is appropriate? Because we could tell you. And the science shows that there is a certain nurse to patient ratio that is safe.
You know, when you experience moral injury or burnout, for those who remain, it becomes deactivating. You lose your compassion, you lose your ability to have hope for change. And that has a direct effect on patients who are looking to nurses as their sole source of care in hospitals. So, and that's why we're seeing, I think that the figures are actually way higher than 1 in 5 nurses leaving. In hospitals, where most of the problem is, we're seeing 40% of nurses leave in their first year. And by the second year, 60% of nurses have left. It's a huge waste of human capital.